We begin today with a rare face-to-face between President Donald Trump and Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell. Wearing hard hats and standing shoulder to shoulder, the president and Powell bickered in public over the escalating cost of renovations to the Fed's headquarters in Washington. The president claimed the bill had risen from $2.7 billion to $3.1 billion, accusing the U.S. Central Bank of cost overruns, a claim Powell immediately disputed. Take a look.
So we're taking a look, and it looks like it's about $3.1 billion. It went up a little bit, or a lot. So the 2.7 is now 3.1.
I'm not aware of that.
Yeah, it just came out.
Yeah, I haven't heard that from anybody at the Fed.
It just came out.
Our notes had it about 3.1 as well.
3.1,
3.2.
This came from us?
Yes. I don't know who does that.
The Federal Reserve Chair clarified that the figure President Trump referenced included costs from a third building, one that was completed 5 years ago. Powell then added that he didn't expect any further cost overruns, but added the Fed had reserves to handle them if in fact they did.
You're including the Martin renovation. You just added.
That's our entire capital.
Yeah, you just added in a third building. Is what that is. That's a third building.
Well, no,
the
but
Martin building.
it's a building that's being built.
No, it was built 5 years ago. We finished Martin 5 years ago.
It's part of the overall work.
But it's not new.
So we're going to take a look. We're going to see what's happening, and it's got a long way. Do you expect any more additional cost overruns?
Don't expect them. We're ready for them.
Former Presidents Franklin Delano Roosevelt, Gerald Ford, and George W. Bush all made visits to the Fed during their respective tenures. But such visits remain rare, even though the Fed headquarters are just only a few blocks away from the White House. Trump's visit comes amid months of criticism directed at Powell, mostly over his refusal to cut interest rates. Now, this after he slashed borrowing costs 3 times last year while former President Joe Biden was still in office. And the president has also threatened to fire the Fed chief over what he calls outrageous cost overruns in the renovations. Reports put the cost of the project at around $2.5 billion after an initial estimate of $1.9 billion back in 2021. A large portion of that is being spent on security, including blast-resistant windows and structural reinforcements to protect against explosions. Still, the cost of renovations have clearly caught the president's attention. And when asked what he would do with a project manager whose costs ballooned this way, the president said, "I'd fire him." But when pressed by reporters on whether the Fed chair should be fired for this, the president stepped back, saying he wouldn't go that far. Listen in.
Look, I would love to see it completed. I don't want to put that in this category. It's a very complex thing that could have been made simple.
Now, the public sparring between the president and the Federal Reserve Chair remains highly unusual and highlights the tense relationship between the White House and America's central bank. During his visit, President Trump reiterated that he expected the Federal Reserve to trim interest rates at their meeting next week.
I'd love him to lower interest rates, but other than that, what can I tell you? The country is doing really well. I just briefed the chairman on the deal we made with Japan.
However, Powell and other officials have reportedly signaled they will likely keep their rate unchanged. Still, economists and Wall Street investors expect the Fed may start actually cutting rates in September. Meanwhile, experts have questioned whether the president even has the authority to fire Powell, who was originally nominated to the role back in 2017 during Donald Trump's first term. And the president has wavered on that decision despite publicly calling for his firing. At times, he's even floated Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent as a possible replacement and even suggested Powell could be out in 8 months, before later insisting he wouldn't be firing Powell at all.
I think he's done a bad job, but he's going to be out pretty soon anyway. In eight months, he'll be out. But I call him too late. He's too late all the time. He should have lowered interest rates many times. Europe lowered their rate 10 times. We lowered ours none. And it's causing a problem for people that want to buy a home.
For now, Jerome Powell's term as Fed chair ends in May of next year, but whether he finishes his term or is pushed out early may depend on just how far President Trump is willing to take his public clash with the Fed chief.
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
Stands at $36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
Geschäftsführenden Direktur
Hindi,
$30 trillion ka karjo.
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Sekali radikali.
Japanese,
$4 trilhão idioma.
Portuguese,
Por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select a language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.